My name's Noel Donaldson. I'm the lead men's sweep coach of Rowing New Zealand. Only been in the position a short period of time, having worked for 23 years for rowing in Australia in a variety of roles, and enjoying my coaching now at Lake Karapiro. Yeah, as I said, I've had an opportunity of working for now two nations and being able to draw some comparisons between the two nations and hopefully learning all the time. And what I hope I've brought to the New Zealand program is some experience of many years involved in the sport, and looking forward to a range of different athletes that I'm actually now responsible for and some of the coaching for in New Zealand. Well, I think there's two or three key reasons why rigging is important. One, which is probably the least important one, is very therapeutic for coaches to actually spend their time working on their tools and thinking about their boat structures and the like. But for me, I like to think a boat is rigged properly and geared properly, so that it just takes away any worry that when they're out there that any of their performances is not related to poor rigging. So I try to be quite pedantic about getting it right. Generally work to a series of formulas, but quite happy to work outside the square for any particular crew that might need a less span or more or different length or and the like. I don't think you can ever think that two athletes are ever the same, but generally try and problem solve anything associated with rigging. Rigging means, I suppose people refer to it as the internal components of the boat and the outriggers, in terms of getting all of those movable parts in the right place so that they function efficiently together with the rower. So I think probably from us that's a layman's way of trying to explain what rigging actually is. But there are several components of that, if you don't get it right, that can make it either uncomfortable for the athletes and can at times be a performance detractor. One of the, I suppose, hazards of the sport when you move athletes around from seat to seat within boats, which most people will do with their big boats on a fairly regular occurrence. And a shorter guy swaps with a taller guy, and of course you've got to make some adjustments to the rigging. And perhaps I've been a bit paranoid about that over the years, and some coaches believe the athletes then should take responsibility for making those shifts, and other coaches like to make those shifts themselves. They know where the athlete should be set in a boat. Most countries through coach education will try and teach components and a systematic way of actually doing it, but I think it's like anything. You're either mechanically minded and you like doing that sort of thing and you enjoy doing it, or you don't, and it doesn't occur to you how important it might actually be. And my background as a former coxswain, I was always responsible for at least rigging and setting the boat up, and it flowed from there. I like to have a really good knowledge of almost every millimetre about what every component of the boat is to make sure I work with my athletes and we get it right. Most people will work with the same tools, and the people who run merchandising stores at regattas like to think they can sell their wares, and there's always a better pitch meter or height gauge on the market. And again, the coaches who like doing it a lot, you find them in hardware stores a lot, in the tool section, always looking for another 10 mil or 13 mil spanner that can do the job for them.